Hi, I'm John Weeks, and this is the Standard's Tech and Science Daily Podcast. Coming up, the US billionaire planning his own trip to the Titanic wreck. But first, ready for another revelation about the ancient Egyptians? Well, scientists believe they were trying to understand and possibly treat cancer 4,000 years ago. Researchers have found evidence of cut marks on a skull around a large lesion thought to have been caused by a cancerous growth. They said the cut marks are likely to have been made with a sharp object, suggesting these ancient Egyptians may have tried to operate on the tumour, or they could be from a medical autopsy to learn more about the disease after death. The team said its research suggests that although cancer is often seen as a man-made illness caused by things like pollution and diet, the disease also affected ancient civilizations. A satellite designed to look inside the clouds and make more accurate weather forecasts has been launched into orbit.
EarthCARE will investigate the impact that clouds and aerosols have on the radiative balance of the Earth. So how much radiation and energy from the sun they absorb or reflect back into space or back to Earth. And that is vital information to understand better climate change and global warming.
Bjoern Frommknecht is the mission manager of the EarthCARE mission, which stands for Earth Cloud Aerosol and Radiation Explorer, a joint mission by the European and Japanese space agencies. He told us the probe will help scientists understand how clouds and aerosols, like dust and smoke, play a role in heating and cooling the Earth's atmosphere.
There's also the interaction with the thermal radiation being emitted from the Earth. So you can imagine that in a cloudy night, it's warmer than during a night when there's clear skies. In average, 70% of the Earth's surface is covered by clouds. So they play really an important role in the radiative balance of our planet. And that's why we want to understand better how they interact with the radiation from the sun.
And it's hoped data from the probe's scientific instruments will help us understand how to mitigate the threats posed by global warming.
What the scientific data products will give us, they will allow us to configure and fine-tune our climate models, which allow more accurate predictions, especially on longer term. And that will then allow us to see how our actions impact the climate change or not.
Following last year's Ocean Gate tragedy, which saw a small submersible implode during an expedition to the wreck of the Titanic, a US billionaire wants to send a new submersible there to prove that it is safe. 5 people died on board the Titan after it imploded during an expedition to see the wreck of the Titanic in June last year. Ohio investor Larry Connor hopes another expedition will restore confidence in the safety of submersibles. He told the Wall Street Journal that while the ocean is extremely powerful, it can be wonderful and enjoyable and really kind of life-changing if you go about it the right way. As we're just over a month from the UK general election, there are fresh warnings about the potential for AI to disrupt it. Research by the Alan Turing Institute's Centre for Emerging Technology and Security, or CETAS, suggests AI-generated deepfakes could be used to create fake political endorsements or create confusion among voters. It said the Electoral Commission and Ofcom should create guidelines, ask political parties to agree on how they should use AI for campaigning, and require AI-generated election material to be clearly marked. In its study, CETAS said AI could be used to undermine the reputation of candidates, falsely claim that they've withdrawn, or use disinformation to shape voter attitudes on a particular issue. Coming up, how AI is helping in the hunt for a female partner for the world's loneliest tree. Stay up to date with the latest tech and science news. Hit follow during the break. Welcome back. A study by King's College London has found that regularly feeding children peanuts from infancy until the age of 5 reduced the rate of peanut allergy by 71%. The new findings come from the LEAP Trio study, which built on the results of the Learning Early About Peanut Allergy clinical trial. The research found that by age 12 or older, 15.4% of the children who avoided peanuts had a peanut allergy, while only 4.4% of those who ate peanuts from an early age did. From the age of 5, they told both groups they could eat as many or as few peanuts as they wanted. They found the level of peanut consumption varied widely in both groups. suggesting that the protective effect of early peanut consumption lasts without the need to eat them regularly. A study by Loughborough University suggests around 1 in 5 professional football players currently use snus, tobacco-free nicotine pouches, or both. Snus is a smokeless, moist tobacco pouch containing high levels of nicotine that's put under the top lip. And according to the study, the perceived benefits for both male and female players included better mental readiness and making them more relaxed after a game or training. However, evidence suggests snus use is associated with an increased risk of esophagus and pancreatic cancer in comparison to non-smokers. And the study found more than half of current users in the men's game indicated they want to quit. Researchers said the most common withdrawal symptoms mentioned by both male and female players who used the substance were cravings, irritableness, and restlessness. And finally, AI is being used to search for a female partner for the only known male plant that's been called the world's loneliest tree. It's called the Encephalatos woodii, and artificial intelligence trained to recognise the plant by its shape is being used alongside drones in the Ngoi forest in South Africa, where the only known plant of its kind was found. It's a type of plant known as a cycad, the oldest surviving seed-bearing plants, with a lineage that dates back 300 million years to before the dinosaurs. If the hunt for a female in the forest is unsuccessful, the researchers are also exploring the potential to change the plant's sex so it can reproduce naturally. You are up to date. Come back at 4 o'clock and search for The Standard Podcast for the latest news and analysis. We're back tomorrow afternoon at 1. See you then.